Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 108-103 loss to the Atlanta Hawks. And I'm going to play it right away, guys, because the Kazoos are out in full form, in full effect. The team, the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young tonight, the Raptors couldn't get a W. Now, Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet are still out, and we saw the emergence, I'm looking in the chat, of Flynn's sanity, but it's the Raptors. This is what they got to do, right? Down the stretch of the season, we're not in playoff contention with the squad we currently are as constructed. We might be able to squeak into the 10th seed if we really push into it, maybe get in the play-in tournament, but that's not really the direction. So the best possible outcome for these games is close competitive losses, right? Where we see players emerge, play well, right, bounce back, get out of their slump, so they're really coming in with some motivation next season. Now, I want to start off this podcast just by prefacing everything I say. I did not watch a single second of this game, but I did watch the highlight reel. Shout out to all those people that post the highlight reels. I watched that at 2x speed. Trying to get this out as soon as I can. I've been coding since about 11 a.m. this morning nonstop, so this is my state of mind. This is where we're at, but we got to get these podcasts out. Got to get the reactions happening, and from what I saw from this game, right, we'll talk about Malachi's finish, because that looked remarkable just to see down the stretch, but Pascal Siakam, he's a guy, we titled the last video with the double dribble in the thumbnail and stuff, but he came out tonight and looked really aggressive. From the highlights, it looked like he was doing spins, and I'm going to be looking what you guys have to say in the chat as well. I'm going to be playing off you guys, as most of you probably watch him more in depth than me. And shout out Miko saying like the video. Would really appreciate it. That would be blessed. But Pascal Siakam, 13 of 19 from the field, 21 points in the first half, 30 points in the game, 7 assists and 6 rebounds, and he came out and balled out, right? He came out, looked motivated, driving down the lane, and if he's shooting 13 of 19 from the field, that's an efficient night from Pascal Siakam. 1 of 5 from 3. Obviously, his three-point shot has been in a complete state this season, but I'm happy to see him be aggressive, be confident, looking to attack the rim, and doing the things we expect from Pascal Siakam. He got really trashed on, not just by Raptors fans. We tried to keep it nice and not too hard on him in the previous podcast, as there's a lot of circumstances happening, but there's no excuse for double dribbling at the end of the game. But you don't want to trash on the guy that's your number one option right now. And I like that he came back, didn't let it get to his head, because sometimes we've seen Siakam let these moments get to his head, let the fans sort of trashing on his play style, trashing on his stuff to really get, as I said, get inside his head and struggle. So it was nice to see him have a big night and follow that box score. But people are saying in the chat, we gotta bring up Flynn's sanity, because this guy, Riker's been off the Flynn sanity. He's an OG Knicks fan. He was a Knicks fan when they had Jeremy Lin on the squad, so he has high expectations for that name, right? The Lin sanity. But Flynn sanity tonight, I was following the game because I picked him up on fantasy with Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry out. I was following the box score, seeing what's happening, trying to get all this stuff happening, and trying to get my score up in the fantasy league, making sure Malachi's stats are good. But he struggled for most of the game, and then I drive home, and as I pull into the parking lot, I see this man went off. He went off, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and big body Birch. We got a super chat in here from Peasant Plays. Go to the super chat. He's been posting left, right, and center. But I gotta update these animations. I'll be more on this when school's school's over. I'm less rambling and stuff, but we'll talk about Birch a bit after. He's shooting some threes, but Malachi Flynn struggled for most of this game, it looked like, throughout, and then at the end of this one really exploded. And these are the things. This is why I started off the podcast saying you really want to just have moments at the end of a season where your team is just, you can get confidence. The younger guys, Gary Trent Jr., he didn't look like he had the greatest of nights tonight, 7 points, 3 of 15 shooting, but they can have big games that they can look back to and say, okay, if I do all of these things right, I can play at this level. I can get to this level, be a guy that's top notch. And Malachi Flynn, he didn't get those opportunities at the start of the year, and the reason the Raptors are really good at developing players is because they usually have a G League where they can give guys run, let them get their NBA legs going, play within an actual system, and rock out. But unfortunately, that wasn't really the case for Flynn. Even during the G League season, he was called up because half the team is out due to health and safety protocols. But now, at the end of this year, Malachi Flynn's really getting his G League season against real NBA players with real guys around him that he's going to be playing with in the future. So it's it's a nice look. It's a nice look. Shout out Malachi Flynn. Apparently hit 5 straight threes. I'm just looking at the box score, looking at the highlights, but man, I respect it. I was really high on Malachi Flynn in the preseason after what he did to LaMelo Ball, stealing the ball on him left, right, and center, and I've been speaking highly of his playmaking ability whenever he's been on the court. But again, his issue has been the three-point shots going down, being confident with that scoring, and Flynn's sanity. He's been good the past few games, but Flynn's sanity might be born tonight. So that's an exciting thing right there. But yeah, the Raptors, Malachi Flynn, Pascal Siakam, those are the two standout guys from what I saw. OG Anunoby had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 12 shooting. Struggled from 3, so it's tough. It's tough, but yeah, we'll look at the rest of the guys. I guess I can't dive into each player performance. Looking at the chat, apparently Chris Boucher struggled. Apparently he's better off the bench from what I saw. But Speaking of centers, the Raptors signed a new guy recently, and Khem Birch came out, and we expected him to be a rebounder, a guy underneath the rim to do these sort of dirty work plays that could really help out the Toronto Raptors. We've needed that. Ideally, we would have had a guy like that at the start of the year, but wrong button. But we had the insurance pylon, and I don't want to trash on Aaron Baines, but Khem Birch tonight, he was hitting floaters right in the middle of the game. Right, he was shooting some threes. He shot 2 threes, made 1. I put it in the thumbnail. Is this guy a shooter? Is Khem Birch going to come into this Toronto Raptors team as a shooter? I don't know. If he's doing that and is athletic, I'd be pretty excited to see him come back next season and be a backup center, right? He doesn't need to necessarily be an insurance big. He could be a legitimate backup center. And if the Raptors, whether it's Boucher or someone else coming out, right, I'm confident with Khem Birch, the Canadian. Jack Armstrong from the call saying that he had the bonjour calls and stuff, right? They're not just for Boucher now, they're also for Khem Birch. So that's really exciting. You love to see Canadians thriving on the Toronto Raptors. And as I said, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 of 6 from the field, and 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. He's shooting threes, man. Miko Bellic saying that's his 5th career 3, so Shout out to Khem Birch. I'm really excited to see how he performs with this team down the stretch of the season. Well, we'll see how he actually ends up performing over the year. Maybe he can get himself a little bag in the offseason. Obviously, he was waived by the Magic. He's 28 years old. Some people are asking. And someone said the stream died. Is that the case? No? Okay. I'm assuming it's not. But, yeah, the Toronto Raptors, Khem Birch, the guys, they're balling out. It's nice we have a center. Look, going through the rest of the box score, Freddie Gillespie had 4 points. Rodney Hood at 8, -6 for the field. Nice to see him healthy, because that's the big thing with Rodney Hood. We need him to get healthy if he wants to come back next season. OG Anunoby, I spoke about him. Boucher, Gary Trent Jr. struggled. Utah, there's no real need diving into players, as I've said. I watched this in the quick highlight reel in the 2 seconds. So we'll just dive straight into the segments. And tonight, the spicy pea lay of the day. And I could give it to Montreal's own Khem Birch for hitting a 3, right? But there's also a play that, if something cool happens to their team, you can give it there. So I'll tease that. But you guys already know. The spicy pea lay of the day, it's brought to you by Tiger's Milk Hot Sauce. Roja Jungle Spice, trying to get those. See, the focus is back here, so you can't really see the logo, but it's quality hot sauce. Riker's been taking dabs of it on the pod. We're saying you buy this hot sauce, you use the promo code WeTheNorth to get 20% off your order at shoptigersmilk.com. And fun fact, I gotta update the animation. Tiger's Milk is actually gonna do some crazy stuff for you guys. They're gonna make it 50% off to buy the hot sauce for going forward if you use this promo code. So if you buy this hot sauce, you like it, right? Order it, send a pic, on IG will repost you, right? Because it's quality stuff. Quality stuff. But I teased the spicy Pele earlier, and it's going to the Atlanta Hawks, and it's unfortunate when the spicy Pele goes to another team, but the ball was thrown up. Full court, and Kevin Huerter. I was going to say Khem Birch. He's not on the Atlanta Hawks, but Khem Birch. Saying it twice. Kevin Huerter caught a full court lob and finished it right at the buzzer. So, I don't know. Maybe I missed some stuff with the Raptors. It could also go to Malachi Flynn's barrage of threes at the end of the game. But, I don't know. It's going to a full court alley-oop from an unsuspecting guy. So, that's the spicy Pele of the day from me. But not all plays can be the spicy Pele of the day. And some just make you say, oh, geez. And tonight, the OG's play of the day, I guess this is where this segment should have came into. Khem Birch hitting those threes, because fifth career three in his, second game as a Toronto Raptor. So that's a sign of big things to come. Maybe this guy's going to come out, be a shooter. We've seen the likes of Brook Lopez, a man that really didn't shoot a three in the first 10 years of his career, really turn it around and become Splash Mountain. So maybe Khem Birch can get on that same level. And Pain Causing Samurai, we have a super chat from Pain Causing Samurai. Thrilled Pascal is shooting the mid-range consistently, and I completely agree, right? Pascal Siakam having go-to moves that aren't, those just spin in and half spins in the post, right? Being able to have a couple other moves in his arsenal will really expand his game. Now, the three-point shot is what we really want to see consistently, but I don't know. I'm excited to see Pascal have a good game like this. Did have 5 turnovers, though. Just peeping the box score as we're going. But Boucher airball. Apparently he had a brutal airball. Apparently the defense was also a big OGs all night. So, yeah. Shout out Edward Yu and Christopher Fung for giving some takes, because y'all takes are probably better than mine in this game. But finally, the infamous, the one, the only Damari Carroll Gold Star Award. And it's definitely not going to Peasant Place, because this guy has been rocking out with the super chats as well. Spicy Pele of the day should have gone to a block by Girthespie. If all I have to say is Freddie Girthespie, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but our new girthy center Gillespie, it might be Gillespie. I saw Matt Devlin say that. I don't know. I think I said this on the last podcast. I know someone with the last name Gillespie, so spelled the same way. But Gillespie, if he had a nice block, that should have been the spicy Pele of the day. But our center rotation's looking a little bit exciting with Gillespie and Khem Birch. But the Damari Carroll Gold Star Award, I might get roasted for this, because he's been a guy that's been playing ultra well for the Toronto Raptors ever since he's been traded here. But Gary Trent Jr., 7 points tonight, 3 of 15 shooting. And this was the one thing that we saw. And Boucher could also get it from Christopher Fun there. I'm reading all your guys' takes. But Gary Trent Jr., beast for the Toronto Raptors. Absolute beast. I think he's going to be a future All-Star with this team. But the one thing we did see from him, in the same vein Norman Powell was with the Toronto Raptors, looking at what Blazers fans had to say about him, is he is quite inconsistent. He does have a lot of really good games, really bad games. And tonight, we were on the lower end. We had the latter. And that's unfortunate, but he's been so hot for the Toronto Raptors, it only makes sense that he'd regress to the mean somewhat and have a couple of games like this. But 0 of 7 from the three-point line, I expect that's going to be something we'll see him improve on. The consistency, the same way Norman Powell did over the course of his career. Again, he's only 22 years old. And honestly, you'll be able to have a little celebration. The more bad Gary Trent Jr. games we have at the end of the season, I guess not a celebration, because you want to see guys get paid, but you also want to see your favorite team have cap space. And he's going to be a free agent this summer, and hopefully we can re-sign him to a reasonable contract. That was the big question mark we had with this team. And yeah, I can see Gary being a number one guy. Vince Jang is saying he's the number one tank commander. I don't know if I go that far. We have a lot of tank commanders on this team. And the positive thing is with this Toronto Raptors squad, the same way we did when we were winning championships and we were doing this and doing that, is we won championships, we won one championship. We got to deep playoff runs by doing everything together. And now we're playing the Kazoos. We're all doing it together. The Raptors, they're sharing the brunt, sharing the load of the tank influence right now. Siakam last game, he sacrificed his performance, sacrificed his image recognition from the league by double dribbling at the end. Clearly on purpose. Siakam's obviously a GOAT. Now, Gary Trent Jr. has been a beast for this team. He struggled from three on purpose, clearly, just to get that top pick. It's my conspiracy theory. We gotta get a little segment for that, but yeah, he's gonna bounce back. It's not a stretch. Kevin Lang D says 8 to 10 million per year. Times that by 2, my guy. Times that by 2, because he's gonna get a lot more money than that. But Gary Trent Jr., I'm a big fan. Malachi, the young guys, really nice to see all those guys just come out. But you know what? It's Chris. Before we swing into that final alarm, Chris Chetley, the super chat here, saying, is 27th place realistic in the standings? I do not think it is. I haven't looked at the league standings recently, but the Raptors, I think OKC has surpassed us in terms of getting closer to the bottom now. The Cavs, we beat them, unfortunately, for the tank, right? So they're a little bit further below. I think the teams we can realistically pass are, in theory, OKC, but they're on a fire sale. When we brought them up, we said that's a squad optimized for tanking with Shea and Dort and all those guys out. I don't know if we could actually catch them, but they're close enough to where it's theoretically possible. But the Timberwolves, the Rockets, and the Pistons, very unlikely. I'm going to say the OKC Thunder are unlikely, and I think the teams we really got to chase are the Magic, not the Chicago Bulls. They're better than us right now. They're in the play-in with Vucevic, but wow, I'm thinking, what are these teams? The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Washington Wizards, and the Orlando Magic. Those are the three we can try and chase, because they've been getting some sneaky wins every now and then as well. But again, as long as we're close enough to the bottom with the new lottery odds, anything is possible. We can get Cade, we can get Mobley, but yeah, that's it. But you know what time it is when we're sending it off like this. I gotta make sure the volume's down on this, so I apologize if it plays for a second. Close your ears, rip headphone users, because I know this is gonna be loud. But the final alarm. Beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. Woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. That's right. The final alarm has gone off, and I'm going to read your guys' chats, see what you guys have to say about this game, because you guys definitely have better takes on this one than I do. And, you know, it's late. You gotta get a little bit of chat going. It's 12:30 here. Feels like it's 3:30 in the morning, but, you know, we got to keep that energy high. The Wizards just upset the Jazz, so we can definitely drop before them. That is something I definitely agree with Dylan. But Raptors are done rebuilding. No, we need that one piece. Get us Mobley, get us Cade, and then we'll be good rebuilding. Riker's in bed, I believe. I don't really know, but I drove home. I think so. I think that's what's occurred. I am quite exhausted, Matt, but you know, we pushed through. The Raptors, you guys give us energy. We're trying to keep the energy high. I might just have to get some balloons going to get things rocking out. I don't know who's Tyler. Who's Tyler? Mellow Gaming. No idea who that is. But Ben, it's exam season. You should be studying. Bro, I've been studying since 11 a.m. this morning. I'm chilling. 12 straight hours of studying is good. But yeah, the Raptors need a superstar center. Khem Birch be that guy? From Khem Birch, splash those threes. I got more space now. I can actually show off a decent form a little bit. You know, you guys are always roasting the forms to here. I'm excited for that little game of one-on-one. I'm also gonna plug this here. We got 192 people in the chat right now. We need a little like spike. My last solo, I know the energy's been lower, so I'm doing you guys a little disservice, but we got 350 likes last solo pod, so I know it was a win and all that, but hop in the like section, subscribe to the channel. We're on that road to 20k subscribers. We really appreciate it and all that sort of stuff. Right, the balloons are happening. Riker doesn't want to show his face when Flynn's sanity plays. Well, that's definitely the case because Flynn's sanity seems to go off on all these solo pods. To be fair, he's been I'm high on the Linsanity bandwagon. He's a stat sheet stuffer. I am not a lefty. What do you? That's left. That's right. But you know, it's a shout out Malachi Flynn. We're getting all over the place. People are plugging my basketball mixtape. Shout out everyone that checked that out. I looked at the analytics on my high school YouTube channel. I still watch videos on, and yeah, that's appreciate people watching my mixtape basketball. Ben Rogers mix. If that hypes you guys up before we get our exciting commercial out to hype up Riker and I 1-on-1, definitely check out Ben Rogers High School mixtape. It's made that in high school. Made those myself. Got one in grade 9 too. People can check out. I'm just plugging random stuff here, but yeah, like I want to me as like a 14-year-old playing at Canadian Nationals. The competition's a bit better than that. I know the competition, my high school league, wasn't to the highest of levels, but you gotta play who you're playing against. Yeah, people are praying up for Jamal Murray. Someone's praying up for LeBron. Is LeBron injured? Did something happen? I've seen his name come up a little bit in this chat, but I'm gonna speak on Jamal Murray a little bit. Josh just posted a video on the top Canadian Raptors. So definitely check those out. Give that some love. But shout out Jamal, or praying for Jamal Murray. Hopefully he recovers. I actually tore my ACL in grade 10, so I know how horrific those injuries can be. It definitely sucks. So hopefully he can make a speedy recovery. I know he's a tough guy. He's always had the stories of meditation and stuff. So I'm hoping he comes out and balls out. But yeah, people are asking bedtime stories by Ben Rogers. I respect it. What was your nickname as a baller? My nickname was actually Crafty Veteran. I went down to an exposure camp, 5-star basketball in Orlando, and one of the coaches called me that because throw those no-look passes, you know? That's a vibe. Will Team Canada qualify for the Olympics? I'm confident. I am confident he will, the Raptors, Team Canada will be able to qualify for the Olympics, and see what happens. RJ Barrett's really coming to his own. Boucher's coming to his own. Khem Birch. We have a lot of guys. Nick Nurse coaching. I'm confident they'll be able to bounce it back. Mellow Gaming, yes, you can certainly have a hug. I'd be very hugs all around. Which channel you watch the mixtape? Just look at Ben Rogers High School mixtape. It'll pop up. Don't leave this live though. That's the vibe. But Kyle Lowry is our next head coach. Peasant plays. That is for sure. For sure, he's gonna come out, replace Nick Nurse in a few years when Nick Nurse moves to. I don't know. They'll be co-coaches. I'd like to have Nick Nurse around for a while. People are asking how tall I am. I'm about 5'7", 5'8". I'm listed as 5'8", in I think I've told this story on the podcast before. In nationals when I was 13 years old, one of my friends did my height, so he listed me as 6'1", and then I ended up making the team anyway. So but my official listing was 6'1", and then within, I don't know, 3 months when we got measured our heights again, I went from 6'1" to 5'6" at that point, and grew to 5'8". But that's my height. But you know, we shooters, passers. I used to be able to get rim. It is what it is. No longer post knee, but yeah, let's see what this chat is happening. Kawhi, Danny, Chip. Did anyone say what happened to LeBron, or was that just fake news? It may have been fake news. Can I dunk? I used to be able to get rim. I used to be able to get those pegs. My thing back in the day was especially like those warm-ups. You'd squeak in, you grab the mesh and do one of those fake dunks that shake the rim and get everyone excited. Then people that aren't really watching the warm-ups, they'll be, oh my god, that PG dunked, what? And it would hype everyone up, but no longer. That's not the don't have that revert anymore in that right leg. But not sure why Siakam drove and Malachi was hot from 3. I don't think we realized at this point, guys. We are optimized for the tank. Siakam, people are hating on him, but Siakam's just playing 4D chess. He wants this team to get Mobley. He wants his team to win a chip next season, get one of those superstar guys. We know what we can do with a superstar, so that's what happens, right? And Ben didn't go to the NBA because it was too easy. You know, easy money, right? I decided to play co-rec McGill intramurals because that's the real league. That's where you want to see some real stuff. But did we waive bans? I hope we didn't waive bans. Keep that man paid. I guess he still gets paid if he's there. But I respect Vaynes. He's a cool guy. Phil Handy got his ring. I did see that picture. So shout out Danny. Shout out the championship squad. But anyways, guys, I apologize for energy being a bit lower tonight, as I mentioned. School, my last assignment. This is my last bad assignment. Just coding out the game Patango or whatever, some AI to do that, but we'll be reamped, we'll be rejuiced now for future pods. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast, get into the like section, right? Do all that stuff because be very appreciated. That's just the big thing. And also some good content for all you guys. Try to get this one out here most energy as possible, but yeah, I'm not going to run this one too long. But anyways, you guys are the best. I'm forgetting my outro. You guys are the best for making this far. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that cool stuff. Check out the TikTok, raptorsdigest.ca. Everything rocking out. Really appreciate everyone hopping into the chat and all that. I apologize if we missed, or I'll sound off in the last few questions. And Riker's out. I believe he's asleep. We had to start this podcast later because I'm the live stream. I do the OBS and animations and stuff. So I think he fell asleep before I got home. People like there's a bunch of people on YouTube. Yeah, hit us up if they want to collaborate. What are you studying? Computer science and entrepreneurship at McGill. That's my major. That's what I study. Shall be graduated, assuming everything goes well within the next couple of weeks. So that'll be exciting. Do I watch hockey? Not at all. I actually had a game on in the background the other day just to see what happens. But yeah, that's the vibe. Anyways, can't wait to see DeMar DeRozan. Do we play tomorrow? Ooh, okay. I'm excited to see. Feels like we've had just back to back, but a couple. I think it's like 4 games of 4 nights. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. I already did the outro. I'm a sweet sleep well like sweet Riker. I've been seeing that comment in the comment section. Good memes. Good memes. Anyways, I'm signing off. Cheers. Oh, I don't even have the outro animation. I'll bring it into here.